everyone doing? Let's give it a few minutes for you guys to join. I think it would be nice if I get this kind of intro preparing stuff for a couple of minutes. So I get ready with my coffee with the charts, and then people can join as well, and you don't have to have me talking on live. Anyway, guys, let's get on to the analysis. Yeah, a very not good mistake yesterday. I knew we were heading down. I was short, but I was short on the wrong assets. So look at this. I knew that this was going down, but I shorted here, expecting that this would hold as a resistance. Now it came out here, stopped me out, and then headed down. So that was a lost trade. But today we are going to win some trades. So let's take a look at what we've been, guys. Yesterday I was in a stream on the quantum economics, and I we were right here yesterday, heading right over here. We were dumping exactly here. Yeah, so you see, 7 p.m. yesterday my time. We were chatting over here, and I told in stream this would be a great place to find support and actually be making a higher low, which would then put us in this pattern, right? And I mentioned also, like, long term, the longer that we hang out here, the stronger case for a strong support around this area is being formed. So the less chances that during the next bear market, Bitcoin will go below 100K. You see, because we're trading a we're trading a long time over here. Well, not that of a long time, but anyway, you understand my case. We're building support. Now, however, let's go down to the short term. We are finding some kind of support here, but we are coming down from 108 to 103, so that is a significant move. Let's delete all the drawings so that we are getting into a clear head today, and we're going to mark the high and the low of today. Yesterday's high, we're going to mark yesterday's low, and on the on the understanding that this might be our trading range, right? We started here, we ended the day over here. So this is kind of our trading range, right? Are we going to break down completely today and break this to the downside? Well, if we break this line over here, let's go down a notch. Yeah, well, that's a very high probability, right? Because we'd be saying, okay, this thing is going to find a new low, and this is going to also break this recent low on 102, and that'll be probably a bearish day. But we are finding support here. We want to see if we want to we are able to reclaim this. And now what we're going to do is we're going to go into our orb strategy for today on Bitcoin. Remember, guys, this is not the same. So we are pairing this with our analysis in the NASDAQ. Let's go to NQ. And we are also taking a look at dominance. You see? So it's not one to one. NASDAQ went up yesterday. So this is not to see that, not to say that this doesn't work, but it does. Yeah, no, actually it did come down. I don't know why I have this drawings from were from another session. Actually, no, it did come down in the New York session. So now let's see where we stand here, right? We just started. We have our first candle over here. So we can already mark kind of the low of this orb. And we're gonna see if we're gonna hang out here. Same is what we're gonna do for Bitcoin. We do have this 15-minute low, and we're gonna get a bias on the next 5 minutes for our next move. Currently, I am leaning relatively bullish for the day. Why? Because I think we retrace some part of this huge move. So I think we're gonna just Bitcoin likes to range more than it likes to trend. So are we gonna now start trending downwards because of this move? Could be. It's possible. But is it likely for today after this candle where buyers are showing up? I think that is less probable for the time being. So let's turn on the sessions again. I think we're 5 minutes away for to make a call, and that's going to determine our bias. Now let's see if we're going to only trade Bitcoin for now, or we're going to look for altcoins. As you see, the dominance is still trending up, super bullish. Like this is forming a bullish pattern within this range. So it's like Bitcoin's still calling the shots for all intents and purposes. As long as we're inside this range and we don't break below the 64% of dominance, there is not much we can say for the current situation is like this. Let me clear it up for you. Let me also clear the SMA. We don't need it here right now. We don't need the volume for this chart. Right. So this is probably clear, right? Unless we break down this critical line, this white line here, we cannot say we're in alt season. And unless we break out of this range, we cannot say that this is a Bitcoin only show. So right now we're just ranging, right? If we see this breaking up, the odds that Bitcoin dumps are higher because that would mean that Bitcoin's going to dump even more. Now total 3 was trying to break out of this 850 range. It almost got to 940. So a lot of capital went in, but now it's settling down. So what I'm looking for here is, let's see, what we're trying to break up come here is we're probably trying to make some kind of support here. Wait. Yeah. Trying to build some support here, and we are finding resistance over here. Still, this is relatively bullish after this move, right? This is a huge breakout from 600 billion to $1 trillion. So this was 400 billion dollars of market capitalization for alts that I don't think is going too far away. Now, if we break this to the downside, maybe it's a risk off scenario. So we need a hold here, guys. We need a hold here. Otherwise, this is a symbol that we might be losing capital in this space. All right. So now we can see we're 2 minutes away. Ya voy, amor. My kid's calling. Wait. The Mikey. Okay, okay. ¿Qué pasó? Wow, esa pistola. Wow. ¿Qué, mi amor? ¿Qué? En pantalla se me rompió chiquito.
¿Rompió?
Me
Sí,
rompió, mi amor.
rompió. Rompió.
Rompió. Oye, ¿vas con mamá? ¿Eh? Hola, mi amor, estoy aquí en un stream, mi amor. Mira, ya va a acabar esta vela en un minuto. Tengo que trabajar. Ve con mamá, órale. Ah, kids. Anyway, guys, this this office is also a safe room, so we're here crammed up or all here. So okay, so we see the Nasdaq's trying to make a larger move. We're finishing in 40 seconds, and that's gonna help us determine our bias, right? So we're gonna go to Bitcoin. We're gonna go to the 15 minutes. And we're gonna mark this orb in around 30 seconds, unless we are starting to break out, which would probably tell me that London session is gonna be bullish. Unless we climb up this 105,000 for Bitcoin, unless we can start reclaiming this 105K, we're we're probably going to have a temporary bearish bias. So we'll see. Now we're going to the 5 minute. I'm gonna see where Bitcoin wants to go. Now this is not yet screaming okay going to shorts. Why? Because obviously this can find a mini support here and then bust through the 105. But unless we go above 105 convincingly, I'm probably going to look for shorts, especially if we break down of the this 15-minute orb. Um, Nasdaq doesn't agree. The stock market wants to go up, but we'll see. This can also be like a fake move to the upside, and then we can find new, like this is still making, you see, lower low, lower highs. So this can still become a relative downtrend on the stock market, which would obviously spill down into crypto, but we're not sure yet, right? So we could very easily like spike up here on the 15 minutes and then start rejecting over here, which would be also coincide with like a fake move to the upside. But until that happens, until this breaks, we gotta see what's going on. And yeah, if we break here, I'm gonna start to stab at some longs, guys. Remember, the strategy is super simple. We look at the opening time. Now, right now we're in London, and we see what the we want to get a short term bias, right? Obviously, long term we're bullish. Midterm, we probably want to see support getting formed between this area, so 195K, and short term. This is where it gets complicated, and this is why day trading it's not as simple as it seems, because you want to get the short term bias. Obviously can change with a single candle or a single news event or a single yeah. So right now we're holding here, but we haven't broken above. Now if we break above on the stock market, that can give us an indication that we might be trying to head out, right, of this range. But right now we haven't done that yet, and so let's not take a look at the total three. So total three is it's not like screaming bullish. You see, it's like unless we can get convincingly over this. You see, it wicked down here the 830 bill. Unless we can convincingly break this, we probably get a scenario where if Bitcoin keeps dumping and the alts are losing steam as well. We're also coming down from this lower highs and not yet lower lows, but that's a range, right? So we might break up and we might break down. We have this short-term bias over here, which allows me to think that if we're going short, we probably can find some alts that have even worse setups than BTC. Okay, so we're starting to reject over here. That indicates to me that we might be hunting for some short on the on Bitcoin. Okay, so now let's look at it. So I got burned yesterday, Jito, shorting it here. So I will not short Jito today. What I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to find some alts that are showing weakness. Like you see, S is showing weakness, definitely. What else? Yeah. So S is showing weakness. You see, it's already barely hanging in there. If we're breaking this, right, and we are breaking this support, if we break this support, then it is likely that we are going off to find some new lows because it's different. It's difficult to determine where because we have not, at least not on breakout, we haven't traded below this line. So we'd have to go like on other charts to see where it could trade. But if we are breaking down this, we want to just dynamically chase our stop loss, right? And I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to see if the next candle still cannot manage to get above, we're going to enter short. This is both in the Nasdaq and BTC. They're not managing to come up, so we're going to enter short, and we're going to chase our stop loss as soon as we're into profit. Because remember, guys, the fact that we lost yesterday's trade puts us in a precarious situation where we need to get our account above so that we can we don't lose the account. That's a great thing. Okay. So what we're going to do here is we're going to give it a few. We're going to see if what is the stop loss here. Remember, guys, we want to protect our position size. We're going to put our stop loss here. 140 is a bit over. We want to risk only 100, but we're going to see if we can reduce risk by getting a better entry here. So if we can get up here, retest this, and then dump, that would be my first order for today. Short on S around here. Hopefully we get it. If we start dumping immediately, then I'll just probably change this into a market order. Now let's see who else is screaming weakness. So FX is also looking very weak. Frax shares, although I have a spot back here, so and S, of course, yeah, like the long term I'm bullish, guys. But look at this, it just found resistance right here and just nuked. So this is not looking good. Pendle was doing some bullish moves, so it's a bit not on the weaker side. So Kato is coming from a huge move up. So we want to see who has the potential to making like big trades, right? Okay, let's go back to our S trade, guys, because it looks like we're not gonna get a better position if we're starting to break down. Okay, we might. Yeah, you see, we're heading up. So let's see if we break this to the upside before this candle closes, then I'll probably switch my bias. I'm not gonna let it come all the way against me over here. So let's see, we're 3 pips away from getting our short entry in. We'll see how that goes. This is your first trade for us today. Let's go see the Nasdaq. Okay, Nasdaq's trying to break out. See, it has a nice uptrend. We want to see if this is going to be like a fake move and try to bump into this support, into this resistance, sorry, or it's going to be an actual breakout. Okay, so we're trying to break out. Let's see how this candle closes. Bitcoin's looking weaker than the Nasdaq. You see, it's Nasdaq is trying to break out of that 30-minute range, but Bitcoin's not quite there yet. So let's see. Okay, we're doing a bullish move, and 15 seconds for the candle. Are we gonna reject here at 105, or are we gonna break through? What do you guys think? So as you can see, these are very short-term biases, right? Okay, so we're breaking out of the orb. Let's see if we close up, and maybe we need to change our bias. So on S, we are right now on a short around, this is where we entered, and we're gonna see how Bitcoin reacts, right? This is my official stop, but if we are quickly rising up in Bitcoin and we're breaking out in Bitcoin, I'm not gonna absorb the whole loss. I'm just gonna cut it uh, quicker. So let's see how this reacts now. See, Nasdaq's trying, but it's not quite managing to break out. Let's see what Bitcoin does around 105. Will we totally break out to the upside, or are we going to keep dumping? Now, guys, remember, like, we're coming from this huge move. So unless we're super bearish and some cataclysmic event, we are most likely going to range around here, like swing low, swing high, swing low, swing high, and maybe even make this a shorter pattern. Let me show you if my Mac lives. So we haven't yet overcome this 105K convincingly. You see, the patterns are getting shorter. You see this huge swing, then you get this smaller swing, another smaller swing to the upside, a smaller swing to the downside, and now a smaller swing to the upside. So we're kind of pingballing here and making this kind of pennant, if you will. I don't like to trade patterns. It's a sure way to lose money. But you could argue that we're making some kind of pennant here, which might break in any direction, right? We could argue that this is forming some kind of pennant, and if we are, well, then we would need to make a decision soon around the end of the month. So we'd had a week of just choppy price action, which is the hardest to trade, and then decide if we're going to break to the all-time highs or dump to retest like a 94. And we can also do like a major like retest to the 93 as a fake out and then move up. So nothing's guaranteed. But you see, guys, how let's go back to our short term analysis and see that we're not really managing to break through this 105. So right now I'm not too worried about uh about us like pumping to Valhalla. Let's see if we are starting to reject here as well. Yes, you see, we're starting to reject here as well. But what we're going to see if is, are we going to make now an upswing here, or are we going to also reject? So let's see. No, okay. Bueno, te lo dejo cargando. Tráeme tu cargador que te lleve para allá. All right, guys. So we're currently not decided. Like, this is a tiny profit, but yeah, this is giving me a bit of a bearish sentiment, right? We can't manage to cross Europe convincingly in the Nasdaq. We're not crossing here convincingly on Bitcoin. No, y el adaptador, David. El adaptador de este. Yeah, I don't know, guys. It's looking a bit bearish for the day. We're curving downwards on the SMA. Well, this is a very short timer, mind you. Like this has no significance on the long term. I do believe we see a huge run on BTC and then subsequently on altcoins. Alt season, parabolic, euphoria, and the whole 9 yards. But I think maybe on a fundamental basis, I think the whole huge division among the right on the Iran situation is probably causing some turmoil. But we can always find different news to explain price action, right? You see, so this is now trying to find support right here where we find so it's definitely not decided. What I don't want to do, guys, is start second guessing my trade. So let's see what this is doing right now. There's nothing like it's nothing that say, oh, I'm wrong, the shorts are not going to work today. Let's see. This is relatively hasn't yet been built a convincing lower low. So fact of the matter is we don't know yet. So this is where I stand. This is gonna be my first trade for today. Let me know in the comments if you guys want me to update you on the next move. So just for summary, I think we're gonna range here for a while. We're trying to find support here around 104, but if we don't overcome 105 convincingly for today, I think we're gonna have like some kind of bearish action. And uh, if we do break this 103 and 380, then that's gonna send us most likely to find new support below this range, and we could drop as low as 95 or even 93, 93 and 95 if we do drop. Now, there's also a very big probability that we just range here. So we just come up here, run up to the 108 again, and start struggling here back again and back down, back down. And so there's not a huge decision to be made here. So this is my analysis for today, guys. On the trading side, I am right now short on S. It's trying to find support, but it's struggling. So you're gonna see if we find another good setup that's underperforming. So let's see how this bear chain is doing. Yeah, they all look like shit, guys. What can I say? But they're so liquid, right? Like that a rough move to the downside could definitely spark up some bullish. Okay, so let's Trump. Let's remove all this. So this is barely struggling to keep above the 9.5 area. You see, this is working, trying to kind of a support, but it's on a very, very steep downtrend. Let's play the assumption that this 16 and change was the top. This was a huge pump that is acting as support. And if we're bearish for today and we're going to break this to the downside, this can also be a potential good short entry. So let's enter here. Let's see what this if this makes sense for a stop. 10. No, it's too harsh of a stop. 9.860, let's say. 861. Yeah, no, it's I need to keep it shorter, a shorter position size here, guys, if we want to go short. 110, yeah. If we even if we're doing here 66, we're gonna do a much smaller size, guys, like 400, half. Yeah, this is what we're doing. to keep the position size smaller, guys. So we're gonna have a very tight stop loss below here, and we're going to have sell point over here to try to reduce our risk. All right, let's see. You guys, we're apparently trying to push up. Let's see if we close this orb above. Until I get confirmation, not gonna open this short. I want to either a better entry or a confirmation that we're breaking down.
really like it.
Canceling this order
Really like it.
and just monitoring the one that I've already had open.
iPad. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, this is a better position, guys. Though the mistake that I made, like for here, right? You you don't want to short the most bullish assets. Like SPX has been in a tear. Look at this. So it's been in a tear. You don't want to go short this because it's a sure way that even on a small pump you can get hyper wrecked, right? So I don't discard the possibility that we're going to pump from here. So right now I think we're undecided. So I'm not going to take any more shorts unless I see a confirmation of this either breaking up or breaking down from the initial term. I think we don't look too bullish right now, guys. To be honest, like, mm, mm, see, kind of making this flash, but after this drop, we might make even this 105 and change new resistance. So I don't see a lot of strength to the upside. So that's gonna be my bias for right now, guys. Probably heading lower. We shall see. We shall see. All right, guys, I'm gonna leave it here because I gotta tend to stuff at my home. Okay, CRV looks like another potential short. Right, it's losing steam. Over here, we lost this channel that we had to do in order to continue a bullish trend. So maybe CRV is also a good entry. The invalidation is super clear here at 6.35. So that gives me a much better risk to reward, right? And I can enter right around here. Yeah, yeah. A short on CRV gives me even more confidence than a short on Trump. All right, as it's already in a slight profit, let's see if we get this. Idea here for us is to contest this. We're going to start reduce risk ASAP, guys. You know that I prefer to have to keep my shorts short because the longer the higher time frame is bullish on crypto. But yeah, we might be heading lower for the day. See the current price. What's going on here? It's not loading the chart. What's going on? So in Bitcoin, yeah, it's not managing to break this convincingly. Nasdaq's looking to break this orb. Let's see if we do. Yeah, you see this bearish action? Might be getting confirmation, guys, to the downside. So I'm gonna do some herring up here to to speed up our selling order. See if we can get in. I think we do get a slight confirmation to the downside. Okay, so we're in. Those are gonna be their two orders, guys. Again, I'm planning on cutting risks as soon as I can, leaning bearish for the time being, and let's see what you get. Yeah, so Nasdaq's right now about to break the sword to the downside, which could give us at least an hour or two of bearish action. See, this is about to engulf this. It's defending over here, but it's about to engulf this whole move, and that would be good because we're short and we're gonna head down. So let's see. 10. Bitcoin didn't get above 105. Let's see what the next candle is doing. Guys, as you can see, this is very short term trading, so don't take this like as a any type of investment decision, right? We're not here investing, we are trading the very short term charts. You see I'm in the 5 minutes, 15 minutes, and I don't think there's enough content of this being done in crypto, especially in prop firms. But we didn't have prop firms until this year. So shout out to Breakout, which is the one that I'm using. There are a lot more that I haven't yet tried, but I like Breakout because if you get certified and you can get a payout, then they process it within 24 hours. No bullshit rules, no trading hours, no for for beating news events. Proper. I'm hearing that they have all this kind of crazy rules for you to trade on. Okay, so what we want to see at curve is we want to see curve stay below this type of trend. If not, we're gonna start taking taking some action. I'm not gonna leave this, guys, come all the way to my stop if I see that we're starting to break out of this orb in Bitcoin. But right now we're not. So we're in a very tight range towards the upside of this range. Yeah, Nasdaq's finding kind of support here. So if we break out significantly during the next few minutes, I might change my bias. We are also finding support here on the total three. So I might be wrong, but I'm not wrong yet. So that's the risk reward, guys. We're not, you know, sinking with the ship. We are adapting to what the market's trying to tell us. For CRV, we got a clear take profit at this type of level, 5.5. This would be our first. Okay, we're doing good. And we want to obviously take some off the table here because it's clear support. We would even move it a bit farther. So we would take support around the 56 cent. And we'll see if we get there, guys. If we get there and we start breaking, then, well, this is going to be a very profitable trade. So we'll see. We'll see. All right, guys, 2 minutes for the next candle. I'm going to leave the stream here and head back to the fam. I'll probably come online again soon. See if how you guys are doing, okay? So, yeah, slight profit right now. The S trade is right now heading a bit down. You see this break, but until we break this one, nothing is nothing is confirmed. So let's see. Let's see if we get a downwards movement today. You see, we're rejecting here again. So I don't know, guys. Looking good to the downside. Looking good to the downside. Let's see. Bitcoin can always surprise with this huge candles to the upside, but that's the risk we take when we're trading, right? So have a great day, guys. Enjoy the rest of your day, and see you soon. Trade well. Bye, guys.